G'day, I'm Scotty Tucker, that damn Aussie pond guy. Every now and then I get excited about a game changer, and this is one of those times. I first discovered aquaponics a long time ago while getting my aquaculture degree at uni. We helped a PhD student build and maintain a commercial system, and also started playing around with smaller designs using basic equipment thrown together in the backyard. Fast forward a few decades, and while the knowledge base in aquaponics has improved a lot, most of the equipment hasn't. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have a successful aquaponics system using a throw together of basic equipment, because you can. What I'm saying is that now there's a more attractive, modular, scalable system that looks good and above all else is easy to use. This aquaponics system is easy to build, easy to use and easy to maintain. You can tack it onto your existing pond or create something new in even the smallest of yards. This system truly is a game changer. I hope you love it as much as I do. Now, this little setup has been our test unit for the last few months, and it's coming into the later part of winter in Melbourne, so it's not ideal growing conditions for much at this time of year. But you can see behind me there's plenty of leafy green vegetables. We've got some herbs going, a few beans, and it's really cranking out the veggies and the food. So it's a fantastic system to even get you through grabbing some food through winter. So let's have a look, and I'll give you a bit of a walkthrough. Alright, so here we have the pipe coming up, or the hose coming up from the pond. Don't worry so much about the pond, it could be any pond. Like I said, this one's just our test one, and I'm just about to do a video on cleaning the BioSteps 10 filter, so I've deliberately let the pond get a bit in need of a clean. But good idea to always have a biofilter with an aquaponics system as well, because it helps take out a lot of the particulate, but also when you've got running a lot of fish, which you should do in an aquaponics system, you want to make sure that all the fish waste is getting processed, and in a lot of cases it's not enough just with the aquaponics system on its own. So the water comes in through this black pipe here and then drops in over the side into this little tray here. You can see there's a bit of a pre-filter there with a inlet and outlet back through there. Not sure if you can see there, but past the filter brush, and that just simply lifts up and drops back down again. You can see here where the plants are going in. So the plants are in the clay balls, and you can see these little green on the green plates. There's little slots in there, and that's to allow air to get in. And when the water's going up and down, make sure that there's good oxygen levels in there. It's one of the unique things with this system is that it enables the roots to get really good oxygen. They're not completely encased in the clay balls like in other sort of backyard type systems. You can see there when I lift out the basket that the basket itself has got plenty of slots there to allow the root mass to go through. Everything about this system really is easy. You can see here that it's easy to pull the plants out, the basket's out. You can remove any dead material out of there quite easily, any root mass, sterilise the balls if you want to quite quickly, put them back in there. You don't have to do the whole bed each and every time. You can do these things individually, so it gives you much greater flexibility and freedom. You can also pull it out to tend to the plant if you want to trim off any dead leaves or anything like that. And also the whole unit drops out as well. And you can see in there the organic material is collected, and you can simply get in there with say a pond vacuum cleaner, clean it out. You could even get in there with a sponge and clean it out. These little plates here will also lift up, and you can see there's a lot of waste under there, so you can just simply lift this up and again get the vacuum in and clean that out. But the waste sits underneath that plate that I just pulled out, so it tends to stay away from the roots as well. And you'll see, let's pick this one here. You see here the root mass under there, very healthy roots. Most of these have been put in as seed and literally just put straight into the clay balls with no fancy growth starters or anything like that. There has been some herbs, and there's some strawberries over there in the corner that I took out of a little punnet, so you can sort of play around and experiment with seed, or just putting in punnets, dividing up herbs like the parsley at the back there, that I did that just from the parsley, fresh parsley that you can buy at the supermarket, and just started it growing from some pulling apart some supermarket bought parsley. So quite easy to grow, even for fish guys who are not really gardeners like myself. When the water travels along the drains, it flows into this piece here with another filter brush, and underneath this piece here is a siphon. So this is constantly ebbing and flowing and making sure that there's periods where the roots are getting inundated with water, and then periods where it's dropping down and the water level is reduced, allowing more oxygen into the system. And it does that automatically once you've set the unit up correctly. When the water reaches the top of the siphon that's underneath this end plate, it will flow down through this hose into the next row, and you can see in there that there's also another filter brush in there just to catch any particulate, and then the water flows through into the next drain to get water to those plants there. And you can hear that's the point where it's reached the siphon, and the siphon's working in there, draining the water down through this hose into the drains below. The drains below will now fill up, and then that siphon will activate and push the water back down into the pond, and the whole cycle continues. Now the water's siphoning through this end plate back into the pond, fish to swim around and poop in it, and then that water to get picked up full of nitrogen and phosphorus and go back through the plants and get some good, decent growing plants. What a great system. I hope that's given you a better understanding of this system. It is just so easy to use, it's amazing. I absolutely love this system. The gardening gene wasn't really passed down from my mum to myself in my family. I'm more of a fish guy, but for me to be able to grow just whatever I want to grow in terms of herbs and vegetables in the backyard just so easily, it's just amazing. I love it. So yeah, get yourself a aquaponics system. It's very, very easy to use. Tack it onto your pond, grow some fish if you want to grow some fish to eat, or just keep your ornamental fish like I have with the goldfish, and get the benefit of the fish poop and turn the poop into some great lovely veggies. I'm Scotty Tucker, thanks for watching.